Oh, hello guys, welcome back. So I am definitely getting, please take this the right way, Odin's helping through this. I'm definitely getting strongly courted by the old man, and Odin's people know what I mean. He goes into a kind of courtship, and he was very open. He said, I'm going to take advantage of the situation. I said, I know that. I said, I'd be disappointed in you if you didn't. He just smiled. And he's taking advantage of the situation. He's pressing a strong court, and you guys have been with the channel for years know what he's pressing court for. And of course, Loki's backing his brother up because this would be advantageous to have a Nordic-only household. Now, there's a certain H word that I'm not comfortable with, but Odin's like, but you'd make a fine heathen, my dear. Think of it, you have everything you need right here. And, he has a point. He has a point. I certainly have everything I need with the Norse gods. I told him yesterday that, one second, please. I've been at this for a little bit. Sorry about that. And, I told them yesterday, I said, Christians are Christians in name only. And, no offense to Christian viewers, but I said, not so long ago, almost the whole damn town would have shown up. The women would have cooked and cleaned and scrubbed, and they would have cleaned this whole damn house from top to bottom. They wouldn't have left anything undone. They would have cleaned your curtains and everything. I would have went crazy. They would have cooked for you. They would have cleaned for you. The men would, or some of the women, would have driven you everywhere you needed to go. They would have insisted on feeding you and giving you groceries. Did you need money? They would have taken a collection. They would have done everything possible you could possibly need. Now they'll pray for you. And they'll get some other people to pray for you too. I'm like, that's nice. They palm everything off on their God now, and they do absolutely nothing. They just all sit around and go, well, I did my part. I prayed. And, there's this Christian book out about, believe like a Christian, act like an atheist, because at least an atheist would be like, well, I hate to tell you, but no help's coming. What do you need done? So, an atheist would hopefully actually do something if they're the kind that puts their money where their mouth is. And the pagan and heathen community, again, would probably do something because we have that older set of values of, when there's been a loss, a good, healthy community should step in, should step up, and should help because, you'll need help in your time. And not one person has called me. Not one person has offered me any food. Not one person has done anything. And the odd thing is, Odin and Loki were listening. You can't have casual conversations with those two. No matter what you say, even if you say it casually, they can take it to heart. I said something about needing, chicken nuggets and cinnamon buns. A coupon arrived in the mail today or yesterday, I think today, about getting a chicken right up here and getting, like cinnamon buns or something. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of spooky. And, all the stuff I had said that people wouldn't do, Odin and Loki and everyone have been kind of, pushing me like this grand house cleaning to do on my own, to clean the house. And Thor had had me order groceries, and he had ordered the, before I knew this about, my brother being deceased. And so I don't have to, if I'm having a hard day that day, I don't have to do anything other than pop something into the microwave. And so the gods, they took care of me, they took care of me, on their own. And the thing is, I can't have a casual conversation with Odin because I told him I really shouldn't order anything like chips or Cadbury eggs. But I was vaguely, trying to think of what kind of house I wanted, blah, blah, blah. And do you know the order of the chips got canceled and got refunded, and the the Cadbury eggs got upgraded into Laura bars because everybody around here loves them. They're addictive. And Thor had said, hey sis, why don't you order some? You really like those. And I think Odin and Thor are really fond of them too. I think everybody loves them. They're like the best damn thing on earth. That's why they're so expensive. They just taste good. And I said, I don't. I couldn't. So I actually ended up getting Cadbury eggs because they were cheaper. They're like half the price of a box of, those bars. Do you know that the Cadbury eggs disappeared and strawberry chocolate chip Laura bars came into my order? And I'm like, and it was like, I got treasure. 1 second, guys, allergies. And I was so excited. So the old man does take care of his people. And he's had me doing, I don't know if I said this attempt, he's had me doing candles, and Loki's been backflipping with joy because Loki has a lot of procedural stuff on his altar. A lot of the priestly goods, as you would say, are on his altar, like candle to light incense and everything. And he got a new one. And Odin's directing things, and Odin likes things just so. This is a god of a death cult, so he would know what to do. And we were playing music today again, and as well, I'm going around doing these cleaning procedures, whatever Odin's directing me to do. It felt like the other side tried to come in, because the weirdest thing was Amazing Grace played on the radio last night, and on the classical channel. And the first thing that popped into my head was that, you had your chance while my brother was alive, and my brother got traumatized by the church. I have no idea what the hell happened, but he got traumatized. And then today, as we're playing these Viking songs, all of a sudden this Georgian chant pops on. I'm like, no, you had your chance while my brother was alive. Absolutely not. And I had even looked at Odin, and I was like, what do I do? Am I supposed to honor that he was Catholic? And he said, your brother went crazy in the church. What do you think? So so I was like, no, these people, I think some people are born. This is just a pet theory. You're kind of born except for the pagan gods. You really are. And of course it would drive a pagan insane to try to bring them up in the church, because all the gods are probably shouting at them to come play with the pagan gods, because that's where they belong. So, it was a thing of, I was like, nope, and I went and I changed it, and the Viking music just got progressively more aggressive after that. I noticed it. It was like you would get the certain bands where the guy's got a really deep voice and he's growling at you, and it sounds like if a wolf could learn to speak and sing. And it was really comforting because, Odin can have this. I know I do this voice for him when I'm talking to you, my dears. But, he has this deep, gravelly voice. Loki has a deeper voice, too. It's why it's so funny when I do a voice like this for him, because he doesn't sound anything like it. And he goes, that's not my voice. There, you got it now. And we got it from, I used to make the foxes talk on the other channel, so he enjoys it. But, the gods took care of me themselves. They made sure I have plenty of food. They made sure I got the food I should get instead of the food I was going to get. And, they're taking care of me and they're watching over me. And it's right kindly of them, and it's nice of them. And it's a thing that, had the Christians really wanted to help, someone could have said, hey, I will bring you food. Hey, I will do this. You shouldn't just ask people to do something. You should do it for them. You should cook them a meal. You should offer to take them somewhere. You should very firmly say, no, I know you're being polite by refusing. What is it you actually need? I will do it for you. That is what you should say. Not, do you need anything, in that voice where they know you don't want them to ask for anything, because don't offer. That's not a good way. And again, boy, you're becoming more and more pagan every day. And it's just one thing. 1 second, guys. Allergies. Sorry about that. And Odin has been pushing for a heathen, or at least an all Norse household, if I won't use the H word. And he will settle for all Norse. He will settle for all Norse. And he would like this very much. And he disclosed some things. And I said, this actually makes more sense than anything else. And it's I think a good thing to have an all Norse household, at least for now. I said if I want to change my mind, I was bouncing it back and forth, and then I thought, had any of the other gods wanted to really help, they could have stepped forward. Who stepped forward and prepared me for this? The Norse gods. Who stepped forward and asked for a candle before I knew anything had happened, and had me inscribe it and everything. Odin did that. So it's been the Norse gods watching over me. It's been Odin especially guiding this. And Odin has himself cemented again as the true head of the household. As far as Odin's concerned, he's my true god. He's my one and only true god. Loki can be here. And Loki, of course, is, in Loki's mind, Loki is my true god, but, he's not going to contest Odin's claim either, because he knows which one would come out worse for wear in a fight. And, Lokeans would be like, oh, he would beat him. No, he wouldn't. He would not. There would be no Loki. There would be a spot scorched into the earth, and we'd all go, well, he was a nice god. His brother, no one fights with his brother. You wouldn't come out the better for it. You would not. And I've been reading this Viking book that Odin had me get a year or so ago at Yule, and now I think I know why he had me get it, because I'm enjoying the psychic damage that this poor guy went through writing this book. I can imagine that if you were raised Christian, and again, I'm not making fun of them, but I'm sure if you were raised in those values, I'm sure Odin is psychic damage just knowing what he's done. And this guy's horrified of him, and I'm thinking, we found a Christian that did not read his Old Testament. But, I'm getting giggles and cheerswhacker. But Odin's that kind of god. He's ruthless, and he's efficient, and he'll get things done. And, he smiled, and I said, when it comes their time, they'll be sticking out their hands. All these other people, they'll be sticking out their hands and saying, give. And he said, you're not giving them shit. And he said, no. He said, in your time of need, did they do anything for you? Did they cook for you? Did they clean for you? Did they come? He said, absolutely not. Gift for a gift, my dear. I said, but they're not heathen, or pagan. They don't run on that kind of thing. He said, yes, they do. They friends keep track of, what did you do for me and everything else. And so, it's funny. So it's going to be a thing of Odin is definitely pushing for a heathen household, and he has already repurposed everything to his things. He doesn't mind Loki stuff being on because he knows how close Loki and I are. And it's not going to become the Odin channel, but it's a thing of he's been pushing for some time for this, and he says this is where you're best suited, and if you would just settle down and just be with the Norse gods, you'll find you'll have all you need and more than all you need. And the grocery thing and the coupon thing, is mundane as that might seem, that was a bit of a push of, here, you want to see what I can do for you? Fine. If you play nice and you do what you're supposed to, and you read your runes, and you do this mourning period to my satisfaction, he wants to take advantage of this time, and I don't blame him. And as far as I know, we're doing the proper Nordic thing of keeping everything absolutely clean and spotless. It's not a cosmology where you go around looking dirty and wild because someone died. You keep yourself clean. You keep yourself clean and neat and everything. And we're having fun. I could be wrong on that, and there could be different places did different things, but I'm absolutely keeping, trying to keep looking as neat and clean as possible and keeping the house clean. So we prepared. Odin had me prepared. He had me prepare the house for a funeral, and it was funny because as I was doing all this work and getting all the candles and incense and everything together, I had the strongest sense I'm getting prepared for a funeral. So we did. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm considering this. This is almost like, take this the right way, this is almost like being courted by Odin. This is almost like being courted by Odin, and Odin's, seeking to curry, good for with me. And if this all works out well, then I will be happy to have an all Nordic household. They just have to show that they want to be consistent. One problem I've had with the Norse gods is I will come back to the Norse gods, and Odin and Loki are usually the ones with me, more so Thor, Sigyn, of course. I have good relations with a lot of them, but it's not like every Norse god shows up. It's not like every Norse god, so we're going to have to sit down and discuss that too. You don't have to be best friends with every god. You can have good relationships, civil relationships, like I have civil relationships with Njord and everything, and I'll give the Norse gods credit. At least everyone that I've had a relationship before has, at least shown some interest in coming and seeing how I am and do I need anything. And I said, honestly, you're the god, you would know best. So the Norse gods are all kind of encircling me and making a shield wall, so I'll be okay. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.